Yet again, we're continuing the trend here of Hillary supporters apparently willing to say anything to defend her. Barney Frank, in a recent interview with Slate, was asked the following question: do you think that she should release her Wall Street speeches? Straightforward question. You know, if somebody's in favor of transparency and accountability for public figures, especially somebody who's running for president, you think the answer would be, very simply, yes. Next question. But no. Here's what he said. Yeah, but I don't think anybody is really against her because she won't. Okay, what? He continues. By the way, I think Sanders has been outrageously McCarthyite on that. What? Okay, do we just throw around words now and not know what they mean? I mean, you guys know what McCarthyite means because you're my audience. But McCarthyite, so Joseph McCarthy. What did Joseph McCarthy do? The Red Scare. Ooh, are you a communist? Do you know anybody who's a communist? Let's have hearings and discuss if you're a communist. And if you're a communist, you're un-American, and then I'm going to need you to lose your job, step the fuck aside, get out of the system, lose all your friends. So, ooh, are you a communist, or do you know anybody who's ever been a communist? So, no, it's not Bernie Sanders who's being McCarthyite about Hillary Clinton. He's pointing out the facts of what she did, and she needs to be accountable for that. If anybody's being McCarthyite, it's Hillary Clinton. And it's Barney Frank, because Barney Frank is saying, here's the guy who doesn't take money from Wall Street like the rest of us, Maybe he's the problem. Why didn't you take money? Why didn't you take money? Do you know other politicians who didn't take money? We might have to ostracize you from the club. We might have to socially ostracize you. We might have to look down on you. We might have to argue against you because you're not like the rest of us. So you're being McCarthyite. It ain't him being McCarthyite. No, it's so amazing, but that's the thing. Barney Frank proves how entitled Wall Street sellout Democrats are. Like, they honestly think, and Barney Frank went on to say this in an interview with Jordan Chariton from TYT. He's like, wait, no, do you think that it's a good thing if Democrats just don't take any money from Wall Street? So instead of 80% of the money going to Republicans, would you be happy if it was 100% of the money going to Republicans? He framed it as if it's like, don't be an idiot. Like, well, obviously you're corrupt. You have to be corrupt. That's the way the system works. But you missed the point, dipshit. He's saying, let's change the system. And not only is he talking the talk, he's walking the walk. That's why, as he says in every speech, the average contribution to my campaign is $27. So for him, it's mailmen and construction workers and regular people. For Hillary Clinton, it's fucking Wall Street and big banks and other rich donors and elites. She had a fundraiser at George Clooney's place recently where it was $353,000 to get a front row seat. And we're supposed to believe, oh, she's totally for the little guy. After she's done sipping cocktails with George Clooney and getting $353,000 to be in the presence of other people. Yeah, I'm sure she's going to turn around and look out for those unions. And for the record here, the unions that endorsed her, those are unions where the decision is made at the top. It's not made by the people in the union voting to determine who they're in favor of. When unions vote like that, guess who wins? Bernie Sanders. So it's the entitled Wall Street Democrats who are like, who else are you going to go to? That's the argument they've always used. Who else are you going to go to? We're with you on social issues. Isn't that enough? We're to the left of the fucking crazy people like Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio. Isn't that enough? Well, it turns out the answer is no, that's not enough. And now when you say, who are you going to go to? There's an answer. Bernie Sanders. He's running. He's an option. He's right there. And now you're trying to put out the fire, and you can't. You're like, yeah, she shouldn't have taken the money, or she should release the transcripts, but I don't think anybody is really against her because she won't. I am. This is why I say all the time, these guys are scoffing at the Bernie or Bust movement like, they'll fall in line. Or not. Believe it or not, actual progressives have a hard time bringing themselves to vote for somebody who pulled the lever for the Iraq War. We have a hard time voting for somebody who voted for the Patriot Act, who consistently and repeatedly takes money from Wall Street. It's not like she was called out and then she's like, damn, I was caught. All right, no more. No, she's like, yeah, I'm now going to do another fundraiser in a month and a half from now in Wall Street and raise the same amount of money. What now? Believe it or not, progressives look at that and go, wow, she's against us on our biggest issues. On our biggest issues, universal college, universal health care, getting money out of politics, foreign policy, she's too hawkish. If you're against us on all of our key issues, why the fuck should we vote for you? Oh, the other guy's worse. Yeah, that's true. But again, you want to get everybody out in the red states and the blue states and in the swing states? You want high turnout? Well, look who wins when there is a high turnout. Bernie Sanders. Why? He's got all the young people on his side. Why? Because he's principled and he makes sense. So it's this smug attitude of, sure, she should do it, but even if she doesn't do it, I don't think anybody's going to be against her. Keep thinking that. God, these entitled sellout Democrats who are like, I'm better than the other guy, so fall in line. How about you fall in line? How about that? How about you earn our vote and do what we want or lose? How about that?